Attention, please.
And now, it's Cutter's Rockcast.
All right, we were backstage at Aftershock 2019, this time with Jeremy and Keven from A Day to Remember, a little help from Luna this time. Yeah. Thank you guys for, first of all, taking a couple minutes. I appreciate it.
Of course.
We had this conversation on your last tour in Madison, Wisconsin. The one with Knock Loose and Boston Manor. It was a fantastic show. And we kind of went through all the history stuff, right? We went through the journey of Victory to Epitaph to where you were going. It hadn't been announced yet. And obviously now it's very public knowledge that you guys have signed with Fueled by Ramen. New record called You're Welcome is going to be out on November 15th. So let's start right here.
Maybe.
Talk about the decision.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah. Elaborate on that one.
Yeah, why do you say fingers crossed?
We're just still wrapping up like mixing and stuff like that. There's a few songs where the production isn't quite right, so we're doing our best to nail that time frame, but we'll see what happens.
I gotta imagine that's nerve-wracking.
Honestly, it's like our band is more just focused on it being the way it's supposed to be, more than we're worried about rushing something out, you know what I mean? So when it's right, you're gonna get it.
Yeah, and at least our record will come out, unlike Kanye.
True.
Like Kanye?
Yeah.
So we'll see. We don't definitively know that we won't hit that date, but we'll see what happens.
So I guess then talk about the decision to specifically sign with Fueled by Ramen. And for those who don't know, Fueled by Ramen is part of like the Roadrunner Records, Elektra Records,
Atlantic
kind of that world, just so that there's some name recognition. To go there to do that and decide to kind of go put your future in their hands.
Well, it's just a team of people that we've worked with throughout our career anyways, just like whether it was somebody's opinion on a single or whatever it was. At some point, John Janik, who used to be the head of Fueled by Ramen, was part of our management team, so he was always helping guide us. So it just kind of made sense. Like we knew a lot of their staff. We knew their A&R guy had always given us his opinions on singles moving forward. So it was just a team of people we were comfortable with, and we had never actually had a real team of people that had muscle behind them before. So, it's a big difference between doing something yourself and having an entire major label's worth of people working to push something forward. And at this point in our career, that's what we wanted to do.
Does it feel like a little bit more relaxing? I mean, to be able to do that instead of having absolute, we have to do all of this ourselves, versus just being able to do what we do and let them handle it.
Yeah, it's great having a team behind you to support you. It's very hard to do it by yourself, and when we were doing it by ourselves, we had one guy working radio. Now we have a whole team on radio. It's really nice to have just the support of the entire label and everyone there.
And the quality of the help. Every person that they put us in contact with is just absolutely incredible, obviously, or you're not working with people at that level. You know what I mean? So the difference in the quality of life for being creative has been absolutely out of this world. The whole process for me personally has been one of the most inspiring things I've done in music. Just being able to work with so many cool, talented people. It's just been awesome. So it's exactly what we needed.
So you have said that the new record, You're Welcome, is happy.
It's more happy than ever before. We still have those random songs. I said that. It just feels happier to me.
Yeah, it does.
And it is. It is happier, but there's still plenty of those songs. Because it's like I say that publicly, and then like our manager will be like, he'll quote this one line from this other song. It's like, okay. Yeah, but the whole overarching theme is happier.
Yeah.
Since it's coming out in November, and obviously we have the song Degenerates, but when you said that, the song Degenerates is a happier feeling song than, we go back a little ways and Downfall of Us All and such.
It is.
But it's got a deeper meaning than just being a happy song,
And honestly, I'm actually pretty annoyed in that song. It's more me like complaining that, I walk into a restaurant that's nice. I like going to nice restaurants. I love it.
Who doesn't?
Some people, people pick and choose what they want to spend their money on. Me, like that's something I'm interested in. So, the second verse is like a real thing, like going into a restaurant looking the way I do, and people look at you like, what the fuck are you doing here? You know what I mean? Like
better than everybody else, though.
Exactly. But that's exactly what the song's about. Me, people like me, and my friends, you know, being judged by the way we look rather than who we are as people, and really questioning, what does that make you? Like, because I'm a good person. What does that make you? That's really what the song's about if you pay attention to that little flip at the end of the chorus, and so they say. So I'm not actually saying my friends are degenerates. I'm actually saying my friends are awesome, and you're the asshole.
I like it. I mean, that's something, obviously, I mean, look at us, too. I mean, we ran into that going into restaurants, and we'll go travel and go.
I think it's funny.
I kind of enjoy it.
Yeah.
I know, it's like you see the looks and you're like,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
That's what you're looking
Oh,
at.
you're dressed up nice? This isn't a big deal for me.
Yeah.
I like it.
Deal with my T-shirt.
I'm gonna get the lobster at market special price. Screw you.
Yeah, so Degenerates, being that's that type of song, that it feels that way, and obviously with the heavier meaning you were just talking about, the reason I'm curious about is to release that as the first single from the record, because it does, obviously A Day to Remember sounds like A Day to Remember. I don't think there's any doubt about that, but for it to have that sort of almost pop feel, almost kind of upbeat major chords, to release that as a single, what was the decision, out of curiosity?
It was a tough decision. There was a few songs that were up for
It was
single.
a tough decision. I think it finally landed on. It's the most A Day to Remember song that kind of like feels like something like Lauderdale, or some of the other pop punk songs we've done in the past, like We Got This.
Yeah, it's
but also
complicated.
feels more modern and current, like production wise, trying a different structure, trying a different approach to a chorus, you know what I mean? More like how pop songs are doing it. So really all it is like the only difference between that song and, per se, Lauderdale is that there's a sub that plays the melody that drops out. That's the only difference. Other than that, it's like almost like copy-paste Lauderdale to me. That's the way I heard it. It's like it kind of came out that way, and it's like, yeah, this feels like something we've done, just new and different.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I thought you were ready to say something else.
Nope, he nailed it.
I was actually very confused that people had that opinion. It's like, how does this not feel like us? It's literally just a different structure of a song.
Yeah.
Whereas usually they're used to us playing the big, powerful rock chorus. It drops out, though, and then you have the rock chorus. That's the only difference.
You confused them.
I did. But that's good, you know? It's like...
Keep 'em
how
on your
many times-
toes.
How many times can we write the same song? You know what I mean? You
Yeah.
think you want that, you don't want that.
Yeah.
You don't. So it was just our way of like, how do we change the formula a little bit and remain the same? And that's it.
Yep.
Well, yeah, and I think she can attest to that too. But like the songs that came out once A Day to Remember single started getting on radio, were a little bit more aggressive,
Right.
as far as the straight up rock and roll feel to
Right.
it. So this does have some of that pop punk stuff that
It does.
I think, you know, maybe some of the more mainstream listeners, as far as people who didn't follow A Day to Remember at first and heard
Right.
you know, Paranoia for the first time and went, that's the song.
Or the person who heard the acoustic song first.
Yeah.
That heard Second Sucks next. You know what I mean? What is this?
What
is
are they
going
doing?
on?
I hear you. We actually have that alienating thing, and it's followed us our whole career. It's like, because there'll be like a whole line of people that are like, this isn't like that song that I loved. It's like, well, yeah, that's kind of our thing. It's like everything in one. So all I can say is, to people that are looking forward to the more rock songs, they're there.
What song popped up on a playlist we were listening to? We were on our way to Milwaukee, and we had this whole discussion for like 10 minutes right after that about when I first heard you guys. I was doing a metal show, and I'm like, what? This is screamy metal. Okay, we're back to scream. What? You know what I mean? Like,
That's A Day to Remember.
It worked.
We're trying to be every band from your playlist in one.
We are the playlist.
Yeah.
What else can you tell me about this new record, You're Welcome? Again, out November 15th. We'll say that over and over again to make
We'll
sure
see.
it happens.
We'll see.
You're trying to put that in the universe, aren't you?
I am
To
gonna
make
put-
sure it
I
comes
would
out.
love for that
it
to
was
happen.
the announced date. I just want to make sure, you know?
Yeah, I would love for that to happen. We'll see. We'll see.
But what else can you say about this record, you know, going forward? Obviously, we have the one song. You did the one-off thing with Marshmello.
Correct.
Yep.
Was that EDM world any kind of influence into the writing process going forward after that, or was that just
The EDM influence is the structure.
okay?
Like, to me, that was always interesting. That was always interesting. Like EDM structure, and I kind of feel like Bring Me kind of hinted on that too an album or two ago. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? It's like, ooh, that's interesting, and people want that out of a rock band the way they were doing. It's like, well, what if you take that more extreme?
Okay, I'm following you.
Yeah. So that was really where it started. It was the whole thing was, what if we take this different structure of a song and make it very blatantly a rock band, you know? And like, what does that sound like? And I think we've nailed it a few times. So
Oh, yeah.
I'm excited for the world to hear it. It's there's going to be songs that feel like something you've heard before, but then there's going to be a lot of songs that's like a different take on A Day to Remember. And for me personally, like, that's right on time.
Let's talk about the tour before we let you guys go back and get ready for your set here at Aftershock. It's A Day to Remember, I Prevail, and Beartooth.
Yes.
And Can't Swim.
It's a great fucking lineup. You guys.
It is.
If we're going to see A Day to Remember, we're going to see this tour. I mean, what would you say? What would you say to somebody that's maybe on the fence or you know, hadn't been to A Day to Remember show maybe in a while?
You're screwing up if you don't come.
Yeah.
You-
Essentially.
Yeah. So many of our tours, I think, have been the bar for a lot of rock arena shows, and you just got to come see it. That's what I think.
It's another good stage show. We're playing a bunch of stuff that we haven't played some songs ever. We're
That's
gonna be
the nugget
tossing
I
in
needed,
and out.
thank you.
Yeah, we're gonna toss some in and out. Have it be free flowing, kind of like we did on 15-year anniversary tour.
Yeah.
That just works so well. Just like tossing some of those old songs in, some that we had never played before. So we're gonna try to do that again randomly throughout this tour and kind of just get a vibe for what's working, what's not working. But just doing stuff for the first time, getting some YouTube videos out there, getting people excited. So.
Well, and I mean, I joke, but that's the nugget I needed. But in all honesty, I mean, I think for old school fans, it's kind of cool to hear you say that.
Yeah. There's a lot of cool stuff on the list. I'm excited about it.
Awesome. Tour kicks off technically tomorrow,
Technically,
right?
Day after tomorrow.
You did Self-Help
Yesterday.
in San Bernardino. How'd that go?
It was amazing.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
it was great.
Lineup was
And then, of
killer.
course- yeah, and then of course Aftershock today, and then the tour starts
Yep.
in 2 days. Listen, seriously, you guys, on behalf of Luna and I and everybody, thank you as always for the hospitality. You guys have always been nothing but sweet to us.
Same.
Well, yeah, you know, I like playing you guys on the radio. It makes me happy.
Well, we really appreciate it.
Yeah, we appreciate it. Thank you.
Peer pressuring you to play them on the radio.
That is a fair point.
Thank
That
you.
happened.
You peer pressured him?
Hard.
Awesome. The champion.
Heard it here first.
She came in, looked at the playlist, and went, nope, nope, nope,
Nice.
nope.
Nice.
Thank you. Seriously, thank you guys. Jeremy and Keven from A Day to
Thank you.
Remember.
Cutter's Rockcast.
Don't forget to tune in exactly